Last week, my dog still ran to the door. They heard my keys. Their nails clicked across the floor. Their tail hit the wall so hard it sounded like their whole body couldn't hold the emotion in. But today, I put their food bowl down. They looked at it, didn't eat, then slowly walked under the bed and laid there in the dark. I looked at them, and there was this strange feeling in my chest. You know something is changing, but you don't want to say it out loud, because the moment you name it, it becomes real. The hardest part about watching a dog grow old isn't when they stop running. It's when you start realizing they need you in a completely different way now. This video isn't about teaching you the signs. You've already seen them. It's about something else. When these changes begin, how do you stay beside your dog in a way you won't regret later? So one day, you never have to look back and think, I was there, but I didn't truly understand what they needed. 1. Your dog isn't leaving you. They're just staying close, differently. One day, you notice your dog doesn't curl up against you anymore. They used to squeeze against your legs on the couch, stretch across your bed, follow you from room to room. Now they choose the hallway floor, the cool tile, the quiet space under the table. You call them. They still look at you, but they don't come over. A lot of owners feel rejected during this stage, like their dog is slowly pulling away from the bond they used to have. But most of the time, it's not love that changed. It's their nervous system. As dogs age, their bodies become more sensitive to sound, light, touch, even long emotional stimulation. Sometimes, simply lying pressed against someone takes more energy than it used to. An older body doesn't prioritize closeness the same way anymore. It prioritizes stability, steady breathing, quiet spaces, less stimulation. And the heartbreaking part is, many people try to pull their dog back into the version they used to be, holding them tighter, calling them more, trying harder to cheer them up. But sometimes what an old dog needs most isn't to be pulled backward. It's to be accepted as they are now. Don't force your dog to come closer to you. Go sit where they are. Sit beside them. Stay calm. You don't even have to say much. For many senior dogs, just knowing you're still in the same room already feels safe enough. 2. Loss of appetite is often the first way the body speaks. Your dog used to hear the food bag open from the other side of the house. They'd sprint into the kitchen, like dinner was the greatest event of the day. Now you place the bowl down. They look at it, sniff it once, then turn away. So you try something else. Boiled chicken, cheese, their favorite treat in the world. Still nothing. For many owners, this is one of the most terrifying moments, because food always felt connected to life. As long as your dog still wanted to eat, you could still believe everything was okay, at least a little. But when dogs grow older, the digestive system is often one of the first things to slow down. The body stops processing food the way it once did. Energy is no longer being used for growth or excitement. Now it's being saved for more basic things: breathing, circulation, managing discomfort, staying alert. A lot of dogs don't stop eating because they're stubborn. Their body simply doesn't ask for food the same way anymore. And this is the painful part for owners. You start bargaining over every bite. Come on, buddy, just a little more. One more bite, please. Because deep down, you feel like if they eat, maybe this still isn't the end. But sometimes love isn't about forcing the body to keep going. Sometimes love means listening to what the body is trying to say. If your dog wants food, feed them gently. If they don't, Don't let every meal turn into an emotional battle. There are moments when peace matters more than perfect nutrition. 3. An old dog's world starts getting smaller. You can see it in their eyes. Sometimes your dog stares into space for a long time, out the window, toward the wall, or across the room, like they're listening to something very far away. You call their name. They look back for a second, then drift away again. A lot of people think that means sadness, but not always. Some age-related changes directly affect a dog's hearing, vision, and ability to process the world around them. And when that happens, the world becomes slower, smaller, quieter. Many older dogs stop reacting to everything around them, not because they stopped caring, but because their nervous system is becoming more selective about what truly matters. And strangely, during this stage, many owners start saying the same thing. It feels like they're far away, even though they're still right here beside me. Maybe because, for the first time, you realize presence and the body aren't always the same thing. And sometimes the best thing you can do isn't pulling your dog back into your world. It's slowing down enough to meet them in theirs. If your dog is getting older right now, comment 1 and go sit beside them for a while. 4. Silence isn't always peace. There's a very common misunderstanding about senior dogs. People think, they've gotten calmer, they're easier now, they don't bother me anymore. But many veterinarians say dogs are incredibly good at hiding discomfort, especially older dogs. A young dog reacts when they hurt. An old dog often endures it quietly. They stop asking for walks, stop asking to play, stop following you everywhere. And because it happens slowly, many people never realize how much has already changed. Sometimes the saddest moment isn't when a dog cries out in pain. It's when they stop asking for anything at all. That's when many owners mistake silence for stability. But aging doesn't usually happen loudly. It withdraws little by little. Less social energy, less tolerance for stimulation, less desire to move. That doesn't mean love disappeared. It just shows up differently now. A glance toward you when you stand up, a small effort to shift closer to your feet, a deep breath when you sit beside them. That's still connection, just quieter than before. 5. Every step they take now has weight to it. You start noticing your dog gets up more slowly. Their back legs tremble a little. They pause before taking the next step. Sometimes it's only a short walk across the house, but their body moves, like they're climbing uphill. What many people don't realize is this: a lot of old dogs still try to follow you, even when they're exhausted. Not because they don't feel pain, but because connection still matters more than comfort. Some studies on attachment between dogs and humans suggest dogs continue seeking closeness with their person, even when their energy drops significantly. That's why some dogs still struggle to stand up the moment they hear you walk into the room, not to do anything extraordinary, just to be near you one more time. And maybe that's one of the quietest forms of courage that exists. Not the dramatic kind from movies, but the kind that says, "This body is tired, but I still want to be beside you." Don't pity your dog in that moment. Respect them. 6. The last look. Many people never forget. There's something many dog owners experience, but struggle to explain. In the final hours or final days, their dog looks at them differently, not asking for anything, not anxious, not excited, just looking for a very long time. And if you've ever seen that look, You understand why people remember it for the rest of their lives. Not because it feels mystical, but because for the first time, everything becomes painfully clear. No more games. No more routines. No more leash sounds or door sounds. Just this. A soul that spent their entire life bonded to you, lying right in front of you. There are moments when language almost stops mattering. You simply know. They know you're there. And for many dogs, that alone is enough to feel safe. If that moment comes, don't look away. Don't rush to act strong. Touch them, talk to them, or just sit quietly beside them. If you've truly done that for your dog, leave a like and subscribe, because sometimes the very last thing a dog needs isn't an explanation. It's the familiar presence they trusted their entire life. You started this video because you were scared. Scared your dog is changing. Scared time may not be as endless as it once felt. But maybe the most important thing isn't knowing exactly how much time is left. Maybe it's understanding what your dog needs from you during the time that remains. Not more games, not more noise, not trying to force everything back to the way it used to be, but instead, a little slower, a little gentler, a little more present. Because in the end, your dog never needed you to be perfect. They just needed to know this. When their body changed, when their world became smaller, when they no longer had the strength to run toward you anymore, you still stayed, and you would keep staying.